is a place for you to be. But no matter what it is that you want to do, when you're thinking about what you want your future to look like, you have to decide what you're willing to do to get there. I had a coach call me the other day and ask me if I had, did an assignment. And I was like so annoyed, like, leave me alone. When I'm ready to do my assignment, I'll do my assignment. But the truth of the matter is that, when you want something, there are certain action steps that you need to take to get there. And sometimes we need people who are going to hold us accountable. So what we are going to be mastering over the course of today is what is a financial system, basic budgeting skills, and a blueprint building to wealth. We're going to build a blueprint to wealth today, and I'm going to do this as quickly as possible. So when I tell you that I want to help you create a money machine, a financial system that's going to be working for you even while you're sleeping, what does that mean? I mean that a system is a set of connected parts that work in harmony to generate predictable, reliable, and consistent results. So we're going to put together a system for you that is generating predictable, reliable, and consistent results. Okay, and I use a process that I call financial personology, because finances are really personal, and that's never not going to be the case. There's never a one-size-fits-all strategy when it comes to your finances. So what we do is the proprietary system that we use puts you at the center of your finances. You create your financial plan. You determine your financial values. You pave the way for the financial future that you want to create. But once you create your financial plan, we kick you out of the way and put a system in place to execute the plan that you created. Okay? Why do we do this? The reason that I do this is because human beings are unpredictable by nature, right? If you're trying to develop a financial system that is solely based on your willpower, you are setting yourself up for failure, okay? So instead of setting yourself up for failure, what you want to do is have a financial system in place that is going to be able to execute the goals and the values that you have already set up. That's what our financial personology methodology basically does for you. Like I said before, human beings are emotional, unpredictable, and easily distracted. And the thing that you should know is that it's not your fault. We're wired that way. Human beings are wired for instant gratification. This is why our diets we struggle with, the budgets don't work, our New Year's resolutions hardly ever make it out of January alive, and it's because we're not wired to focus on long-term goals. We're wired to focus on short-term goals, and once that short term is up, so are our goals. So instead of just relying on your memory and your willpower and your self-control, what if you had a system that executed on the things that you really wanted, so that 6 months from now, you could really have a completely unrecognizable financial life? And that's what I want for you. So the first thing that you need is a budget. The budget is the cornerstone of your financial plan, and this is what you're in charge of creating. Your budget should be based on 3 different categories. And if you don't have a pen and paper, you might want to get a pen and paper, because even if you don't join the Money Machine Masterclass, this information is going to be critical for you. Every successful budget is going to be built on 3 main components. The first component to a well-designed budget is your income plan. The second component is your spending plan, and the third component is your building plan. Your income plan is going to outline your income growth over the next 12 months. This is going to be a projection of where you want your money to go. The second is your spending plan. Your spending plan basically is going to outline your general spending, your bills, and your debt. Where is your money going once you get it? And then the final category is the building plan. The building plan is basically your savings and your investments. This is how are you building a legacy? Are you saving for the future? Are you investing for the future? Are you developing your real estate portfolio? Hey, Renee, those are the categories that you want to focus on for your budget. There are 3 main components, and most people only focus on one component, and that's the spending plan. But if you're only focusing on spending your money, what the heck is the point of that? You're not focused on making more money or increasing your income, and you're not focused on building for the future. And those are the two things that lead to wealth. The main thing that we usually focus on in our spending plan or in our budget is the spending. And that's the thing that makes you broke. So you don't just want to focus on your spending plan. You want to focus on your income plan, your spending plan, and also your building plan. The income plan and the building plan are the two most critical components of your budget to help you build wealth. The second part that you want to focus on is having the right financial accounts. There are 7 specific financial accounts that every single young adult should have. We're going to go in detail about each and every one of these accounts in the Money Machine Masterclass, but I'm only going to go over some of the most important ones with you today. Number 1, you should have an account that is specifically designated for emergencies. This is going to be your emergency account, and you want to get $500 in it as quickly as possible, then $1,000, and then you want to grow your emergency fund slowly but surely to be 6 months worth of personal expenses. Okay? Let me see. Okay. The next thing that you want to have is you want to have what I call your main checking account. Your main checking account is where all of the financial magic is going to happen. You get your money from your bank and it's direct deposited into your main checking account. And from your main checking account, that money is allocated to where it needs to go, whether it is your savings, your investments, your retirement, your personal checkbook for your spending for the week, whatever it is, that's all going to be allocated from the main spending account. Okay, so we have your emergency fund, we have your main spending account, and then the last one that I really want to touch on is what I like to call a swipe account, also known as the personal spending account. Your personal spending account or your swipe account is the only card that you swipe. If there is no money on that card, you don't get to buy stuff. So you allocate your money from your main checking account based on your budget into your swipe account. Your groceries going to go there, your entertainment, your dining out, all of your general expenses are going to go on your swipe account. And when you want to buy groceries for the month, swipe. When you want to go to the movies, swipe. But you have to be mindful because once that money is gone, it's gone. That's the goal. So those are the 3 main accounts that I like to touch on, but there's 7 different accounts like your investment accounts, your brokerage accounts, your debt and credit accounts, and you want to make sure that you have all 7 types of accounts, and those accounts play together and they work together to help you reach your financial goals. All right. And then the final component of your money machine is going to be your financial automation. And your financial automation is going to be built around 4 main actions. The first thing you want to automate is building your emergency fund. The second thing is saving for important events in the future. You might want to travel. You might want a new house. You might be saving up for a new home that you want to buy. You might want a new car. Whatever it is, I had a client who wanted to save up for piano lessons. Whatever that is for you, you want to put that on autopilot so that you're automatically saving every single month. The third thing that you want to automate is paying down your debt. And I don't mean paying down your debt just by paying the minimum monthly payments. I mean having a strategy in place, a debt acceleration strategy that disappears your debt as quickly as possible. And then the fourth thing that you want to do is make sure that you're automating your investments. You're investing in your 401k, you're investing into an IRA, and you're doing all the right things. So the 4 different things that I just mentioned are called the financial action areas. So you take the financial action areas, you map them onto specific accounts, you wire the accounts to work together in a particular way, and that's how you create component 3, which is a full financial automation machine. So at Start Young Financial, we believe that you are the source of your own financial freedom. But the first step in achieving financial freedom is getting out of your own way. In other words, financial automation in our book is the key to financial liberation. Why do we believe this? Well, if you look at the state of finances in America, 76% of people are currently living paycheck to paycheck. And when you have that type of statistic, that is a clear indication that something is fundamentally wrong with how we do things. So when I tell you that my clients that I work with on a regular basis, once I start implementing financial automation in a particular form and fashion, they went from saving $200 a month on average to $1,000 a month on average. And it was easier. And the reason that it was easier was because they didn't have to stick to a budget. They didn't have to lift a finger to do it. All they had to do was stick to the plan and leave it alone, right? And let's be clear, like most of us are millennials, and that's how we like stuff to happen. When it comes to your finances, you can't really be 100% hands off because people will try to cheat you. If they think that you're not looking at your bank account, who knows, Chase might automatically withdraw something that wasn't supposed to be automatically withdrawn. And so when it comes to your finances, you can't be 100% hands off, but you can be 95% hands off and produce results that are greater than anything that you've produced before in a way that's actually fun and exciting. And so this is what we're going to be doing over a 3-day weekend, where it's going to be pretty intense work for those really 2 days, 2 main days. And it's going to be a lot of work then. But for the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, depending on how you set your goals, you're going to have a completely predictable, reliable, and consistent money generation machine. So this is what your financial landscape typically looks like. You have a certain lifestyle that you want to live, right? You have specific aspirations and goals. You have liabilities. You need insurance. You have investments. You have loans, expenses, assets, income. There's so many different moving pieces. And what we do is we create a plan that pulls together all of these pieces in a very specific way so that it's no longer just a plan. It's no longer just a strategy. It's no longer just a system. It's a system on steroids that's literally on autopilot working for you. So that's the crux of what I want to go into today. That's really what it means to develop a money machine. It means creating a system that's going to work for you no matter what you're doing. If you're tired that day, your financial automation machine is going to work. If you are not feeling like sticking to your budget, no problem. The money machine is still going to work. As long as you don't touch it and as long as you don't mess it up, it's gonna work. So I'm gonna stop there, and I just want to see, do you guys have any questions for me about anything that we talked about the 3 components of your money machine? Number 1 is a budget. Number 2 is specific accounts. Number 3 is financial automation, and that's just very high level because we don't have a lot of time today. I really just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to learn more about what the Money Machine Masterclass is really about. What the heck does it mean to have a money machine? So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. And if you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask. And I guess one question that I have is what made you join the webinar tonight so that I can make sure I am addressing whatever it is that you specifically came for? So Delia, Adriana, Renee, when you decided to jump on the webinar, were you looking for something in particular or did you just want to hang out? Let me know something. I see all 3 of you are typing. Um, But yeah, so I launched the Money Machine Masterclass this morning. I'm really excited about the response that it's gotten so far. And the Money Machine Masterclass actually has 4 different components to it. Seven financial experience milestones, a digital tracking manual, an accountability partner in crime, and what is the 4th component? Integrated systems automation. Turn that off. Awesome. So Really wanted to get tips for staying consistent and committed to your budget. So Renee, based on what we talked about today, what did you get about staying consistent and committed to your budget? Because it might be counterintuitive to what you actually came for. Delia, just hanging out. Well, thank you for coming to hang out. And if there is something specific that you want to get, Delia, let me know because I want to make sure that you leave with it. Adriana wanted to hear more about the program. So, do you have any specific questions about the program at all? So, I like to say, so I want to touch on what you guys are asking. So, Renee, um, you wanted to get tips for staying consistent and committed to your budget. So, the best tips that I can get you for staying committed and consistent with your budget is plan, and pre plan. The more you pre plan your life in advance, the better you're going to be able to stick to your budget. However, like I was saying before, I don't know if you were on the webinar when I was talking about it before, but what I was saying was that human beings are not wired to stick to a budget. This is why only 30% of Americans have a budget and 76% are actually living paycheck to paycheck. So human beings are not wired to stick to a budget, and this is why our finances are in so much turmoil. So instead of just trying to stick to a budget, which is actually really important, I do not want to downplay the importance of having a budget. Your budget is actually the cornerstone of your ability to achieve financial freedom. If you are not allocating your money to where it's supposed to go, it's no way possible that you're going to be able to establish a solid financial foundation. So when you're creating your budget, Renee, we talked about the three different components: your income plan, your spending plan, and your building plan. Make sure that you have all three of those components and not just your spending plan. Okay? You want to have a plan for how your income is going to grow over the next 12 months. You want to have a plan for how you're going to build up your assets, how you're going to start investing, how you're going to build out your real estate portfolio. That needs to be on your radar ASAP, sooner rather than later. And once you create your budget, it's you know this. This isn't something that I have to tell you. You're not going to be consistent. Okay, my background is actually in psychology, and the nature of human beings is that they are unpredictable, and that willpower and self-control are things that are naturally going to ebb and flow. Sometimes we're going to have a lot of willpower and a lot of self-control, and sometimes we're not going to have willpower and we're not going to have self-control. If you don't want your finances to be a victim of your emotional state, that's when you bring in a financial system to put on autopilot so that it's working for you regardless of how you're actually feeling that day. And now, if you're feeling really strong and mighty and like you can actually stick to your budget, go for it. What I want to say is every once a week and every day, make sure that you're checking up on your budget. Once a week, you're looking at the full budget plan. And then every single day, you're looking at your bank app. Just click the bank app and just look at how much money you have. If you do those two things, it's going to greatly increase the likelihood that you're sticking to your budget. Adriana, that's an excellent question. So, how will you be matched? What if we are in different stages in the three components? For you, you're personally more interested in the building plan. So, because we're creating a money machine that is going to be working on autopilot, it's actually really important that we go through the entire system. And you might not need as much support as somebody else does. However, when you have an accountability partner, the way that you're going to be matched is not to create your money machine. You're actually going to be creating your financial automation system with me. So that's not what your accountability partner is going to be for. The accountability partner is going to be there to ask you, what does financial freedom actually mean to you? And it's going to be to help you create a financial plan that outlines the future that you want to create. So too often when we're creating financial plans, we are not really tuned in to what our values are. And so your accountability partner is only going to be there to be a listening ear, to really dig and get some things out of you that you may never have had a space to talk about more. So we're going to talk about your financial genealogy, right? We're going to talk about why aren't you wealthy already, right? What are some of the barriers that are in your way? What are some of the things that you do now that prohibit you from the financial lifestyle that you want? What is your current money mindset versus where does it need to be? These are your accountability partner is going to be there to ask you questions, and those questions are going to be pre-selected. So they're really just there to be a listening ear for you and to hold you accountable to the work that you know you need to do. When it comes to building out your financial system, that's something that we're going to do together. And you're also going to have the digital online manual for me to track how you're keeping up with your finances. Sorry, it's getting dark. Let me turn on my light. I had turned my light off because that little glare up there always gets me. So Adriana, does that make sense for you? So it doesn't really matter where you are in the process. If you're more interested in the building plan, that's actually really exciting because that's the plan, that's the part where I want to focus on the most. So you'll probably get more traction in terms of the things that you want to build, like potentially setting up your savings accounts to work in tandem with your main checking account, or setting up your investment accounts and figuring out what exactly that needs to be. That's not something that you're going to work with an accountability partner on. That's something that you're going to work with me on. Let's see. Delia, just hanging out. Girl, remember in the beginning I said make sure that you're here to actually get something. So tell me one thing, or I want to make sure that you at least walk away having gotten something from this conversation, no matter what it is. So you either tell me something that you want, or let me know something that made a difference for you in this conversation. And if you guys haven't seen it, please take a look at the Masterclass page. I really put a lot of work and effort into not just developing the page and the system and the blueprint, but into developing the actual Masterclass series. So people who join, there are 3 bonuses that you get for taking action in the next 7 days. But keep in mind that the program is only going to be open to the first 25 people, because it's my responsibility to make sure that every single person leaves the 3-day virtual experience with an automated money machine that works. So that's a lot of pressure, and I'm only going to have it open to 25 people. No marketing gimmick, for real, just 25 people. And I'm excited about it, and this is going to be a very tight-knit, close community. So, Adriana, I would really get to know you and what's important to you and what it is that you want to create and how you want to build for the future and why that's even important to you right now. So, at the end of the 3 days, we're all gonna, it's gonna be like we're practically BFFs. Um, and you have to be willing to open up and talk to somebody. So your accountability partner is going to be a person that you talk to about things that you may never have talked about before, and about things that you don't even realize is stopping you in your finances right now. Right now you like keep trying stuff and it's not working, and you're stuck in a financial cycle and it's not working. Your money isn't where it wants to be and it's not working. You go to work every single day and you just feel like something isn't working, but you don't know what it is. My job is to get your system together, but your accountability partner is really going to listen for what's going on in your life. And in our digital tracking manual, any insights and aha moments that you have, I mean, you're going to input them into your digital tracking manual, and that's where I'm really going to be keeping a close pulse on every single thing that's going on with you guys. So, if you tell me that you got a financial breakthrough, I'm going to know about it. If you realize that you're struggling because your parents always thought that rich people were horrible people. And so now, every time you get some money, you find that you spend it before you can really build wealth. And that's an aha moment for you. And now you see a trend, and now you can move it out of the way. That's something that I'm going to know about. So your accountability partner is going to be there for all the nice, fluffy stuff. But for me, when we're doing our master class, when we're online working together, that's going to be work time. We're going to be putting the work in over 3 days to build a system. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be work. However, It's only 3 days. The system that you build is going to work for the rest of your life with some tweaks every now and then based on your financial goals. But this is something that's going to continue to work for you. So don't be on this webinar and don't get a question answered. So make sure that whatever questions that you have or whatever you need from me, make sure you get it while we're here. Any other questions, Adriana, Renee, Adelia? And Adriana, I think you said that that answers your question. You're welcome. But I'm excited. I've already started matching people with accountability partners, and I actually tend to match people in like circumstances. So, because it's easier to relate to them, and you probably will get work done quicker. So people who have similar circumstances are typically matched together. You guys can really ask me questions about anything finance related. Yeah, absolutely. It will work for a married couple. And talking about if you actually wanted to combine your finances or to look at different models for couples for money management, that's something that we can talk about. I actually have an entire system for couples, and it's something that we're going to address in the masterclass. There are three different systems for how you can manage your money when you are a married couple. One way is to keep things completely separate, but there are different levels. So, all separate, all together, something in between, and there are specific processes for how you do it. The crazy thing is, like, nobody teaches you how to manage money. So they expect us to be able to manage our money individually, and then we're expected to come together and know how to manage money. And it's not always a lot of clarity there. So I can give you some insight into which accounts you should probably have together, which accounts you should probably have separate, and how the automation should be set up. So that's actually something that one of my last clients was working on. And just so you guys know, this is the first time that I'm releasing this program as a group service. So this is actually something that used to only be available to my VIP clients for $230 per month for a 6 month contract, a 6 to 12 month contract. And I'm offering it to my community today for $297, one payment of 147 and then two payments of $75. And the reason that I'm doing it is because it just clicked to me that the way that I work with my one-on-one clients over a 6 month period can really be put on hyperdrive. And so, I'm working with my clients for 30 minutes a day, but what if I put that into a weekend and really pulled out some of the most influential pieces of the work that we do together and condense it? I realized that I would be able to allow so many more people to have a financial machine that worked for them instead of just my clients who could afford 200 and something dollars a month. Delia, do you have a question? I see you typing. Let me know. And just let me know your feedback on the website. I've just been sending it out to everybody because I'm just so I put so much work into it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And the thing that I love most about it is that in the past, I've been very serious about finances. So if you guys know me, like, I'm really no nonsense, like, let's get this done. And even though I'm still taking a systems approach, I am infusing so much more fun into the conversation. So this isn't like work. This isn't like class. It is literally your financial adventure where we're having conversations and we're sharing insights and we're doing the work live. Yeah, it's my pleasure, and I'm definitely going to be doing more webinars in the future that aren't really related to anything like that's not related to a product or anything, but just strictly educational. So keep your eyes open. So I will be doing more webinars in the future. It's always hard to get my calendar together to do webinars. But thank you, Renee. I really appreciate that you took some time to look at the webinar and to give me some feedback on it. So that's all I have for you guys today. Then, if you guys have any more questions, Delia, I think you may have had a question. Um, Speak now. Now is the chance. Now is your chance. Um, I think I'm just so the Money Machine Masterclass starts October 21st, I believe. So I'm gonna just keep doing intake until I have the 25 people, and I know it's gonna sell out. I just don't know when. So, Adriana, I would love to have you and work with you and to work with your husband. So, if you are signing up in the next 7 days, you're going to get 3 bonuses plus a extra bonus that I'm releasing tomorrow. So if you sign up anytime within the next 7 days, you'll get those bonuses. And you will be matched up with your accountability partner in the next couple of weeks. Some people, it was really easy to match them up because I understood their circumstances, but I don't know everybody who has signed up already. So I got to, vet them and see what the deal is before everybody is matched up. So that'll be happening first or second week of October. All right, so I think that's all that you guys have for me. If you have any questions, y'all know I'm in your inbox. So you can just respond to a question or an email that I send you with the question. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can send me an email at lkennard@startyoungfinancial.com, or all of the above. Thank you so much for joining the webinar. I would love to have every single one of you in the Money Machine Masterclass. Delia, I really want to have you in the masterclass. I know that we've been working, and I just don't know how much work you're doing on your own. So we might need to talk about that. But I get it. I get where you are, and I see where I want you to be. And we'll work on bridging that gap. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the night. I am about to lay down and relax because I've been working on this launch like crazy. Thank you for spending time with me today. It's always a pleasure. I see you guys are talking. Thank you, Renee. You have a good one too. Bye. You have a good night too, Adriana, and see you later, Delia. Mwah. You guys are amazing. Thank you for just being here and listening to the presentation.